Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I am sure majority of you might have seen all this black fatigue going around by these people. And the fact that they are trying to say that they want to separate themselves from black people and trying to, I heard somebody saying that they're trying to make it a big deal and probably uh, talk about a third world. See, can you people stop all this crap? Because as it stands, you all are capping, sincerely speaking. Let me ask you people something. If you all can wear black shoe, I'm not saying shoes, a black shoe for just a day, you definitely will understand that black plight. But you all have lived with black people for years. Still, you all do not even know them. You all, or the ones you know, you all do not look for a way to fix the system. Now, let me tell you something. When you are tired of people and you don't want them around, you pay them off their labor. That is, pay them the reparations so that we will know if black people want to stay or want to leave to anywhere they want to leave. But you don't want them to go. You also do not want them to stay. So where do you stand? Some of you are very uneducated, to be sincere. What do you mean by black fatigue? Because I am still trying to wrap my head around all of this going on. And some people are looking for a way to justify it. No, you must really be cray cray if you are looking for a way to back these people up with this black fatigue. Let's get into this video.
So, what I've learned on TikTok today is that white guilt is being replaced by black fatigue. And that is coming from all races and both genders. So, let's wrap this up. Accountability seems like it's going to be the lesson for 2025. Just because somebody has the same physical appearance as you or physical feature as you does not make them right by default. That's ignorant. It does not change human morals and values. Right is right, wrong is wrong. That would be like me saying, yeah, everybody with brown eyes can do whatever the fuck they want to and get away with it. No, that's not how that works. Treat people how you want to be treated. And you can't expect the same from everybody in return. And that's from all races too, because everybody has assholes in their race. We just do. It's 2025. Again, we're all at some way and level, shape, form mixed with something. Have you seen your DNA reports? No, you need to. Because I can guarantee you, you're not 100% any fucking thing. So it's just time to get over it. And the excuses, they're dumb at this point. Nobody's holding you back but yourself. You're holding you back. Because you have potential. But you were either taught that you didn't, or you shouldn't try to reach it. And I'm sorry for that, but you shouldn't have been taught that. I'm not going to teach my kids to feel guilty because they're white. And I hope you don't teach your kids to feel oppressed because of their race, because you are setting them up for failure. P.S. If you have a problem with somebody else is wearing to the point where you make it a race issue, you need a fucking hobby. Because unless you're paying for that, mind your damn business. Stay in your own fucking lane. Nobody cares anymore. You are the problem. You are holding yourself in that fucking archaic mentality that we are trying to get rid of. So stop. Let it die. Peace and love to everybody, unless you're an asshole, because then fuck you. Bye.
So here's my honest opinion about black fatigue. Black fatigue actually exists. However, black fatigue does not exist in a way that a lot of non-black people think. It has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. It is the culture, the society, and the environment you are raised in. It has nothing to do with race, and it never was about race, because if it was about race, then every black person would be acting like that. Black fatigue is a poison well that is consumed by certain locations and environment. Another majorly important factor is accountability. If black people in general don't hold each other and others accountable for our and their actions, there will be no change within our communities. The destruction of property and violence, the need to be extremely fucking loud and ratchet for no reason. I've seen some of these videos from non-white people talking about the black fatigue, and they do have a point. And for the black people who is watching this, believe me, I did not want to hear any of this shit from non-black people. However, some of them, not all of them, because some of them were just straight up racist, but some of them had some solid points. When it comes to gentrification, credit score, stimulus check, lack of funding for black public schools and neighborhoods, government, the CIA, United Healthcare, all of this was targeted towards the black community so we can end up how we are today. At this moment in 2025, the CIA and the government, they're running on autopilot because we're doing the work for them. They have done enough damage towards the black community that they can sit back, crack open a fucking beer, and watch us tear each other apart. The United States' greatest weapon they have on the black community is the black community not holding each other accountable for our actions. Truthfully, we need to start doing that more. We need to follow in our ancestors' footsteps because what they had back then, they had it right. Not everything has to change and not everything has to be progressive. There are some things that they done in the past was better as it was, and that's completely fine. I am not saying we should just roll over and let them do what they want to do. Instead of only striving for black excellence, we should also strive for black power. Allow the ratchet, the ghetto, the ignorant and uneducated. I have mutual love for them because they are my brothers and sisters. Even then, most of the time, I do not associate with them. But it's because of people like this that exist in our community that gets the spotlight and paints the picture of what black people seem like. They get all the attention. They always end up on the news. Why? It's because they cause a distraction. They cause a problem for other people. And you know who are the first ones to put us on the internet? You guessed it. The media. Hell, even our own people do it as well for clout, for fame, for money. They sell out our own people, make us look bad just to fill up their pockets. And that is another problem to address in our community. Stop labeling us and stop painting us negatively just to make yourself look better or richer. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, when people like this in our community gets the spotlight, many people automatically assume that we are a monolith and we act like them. It's either you are ghetto, loud, and trashy, or you are whitewashed. They never look in between the lines and understand that black people are completely far from a monolith and we can be absolutely anything we want. Every non-black person, and yes, that includes every person of color, they always go out of their way to tell us that they are not a monolith, that they are all different. We are too. But while we have our own issues, it's important to teach history, but it's also important that we do what we can to change what is happening now. That is all I have to say on the matter. This is Onyx, and I'll see you guys next time.
So what's up, TikTok? I want to talk about a brief thing that now these YTs and MAGA folks are talking now about black fatigue. Okay, and I see a lot of course, the same MAGA black supporters of Trump's are co-signing, and they want to separate themselves from, I guess they say, poor blacks and the crazy blacks versus they're the good blacks. I don't know how they would identify it, but I don't think that's the case. And now a lot of white people are being emboldened to say what they want to say, and they say they're tired. They're tired of us getting away with stuff. They say they're tired of us coming at them and calling them racist, and they just not going to take this anymore. And they have black fatigue, and they don't feel that they should. And we need to worry about our ghetto homes and the neighborhood and what we're going to do with all our trash people and stuff like that. You know, this is what's going across, and they're in post, they're saying it out, and they're saying out loud. And I can feel them. I understand where they're coming from. Yeah, I can see the black fatigue, and I can see the anger. I can see the anger and the fact of with Anthony, and they really making a big deal out of this one. They've threatened to say if he gets off what they were going to do. They even said it will be a civil war. But here's the kicker. If the case was turned around, we already said this, well, if it's turned around, then these same people would have a different outview. This is where the part racists come in. If you want due process, you want to know why $1 million bond went to 250, as this 250 is not a lot of money. And why did it go to 250? It's because when you get a bond reduction, that means he's not a flight risk. You know, if he's guilty of something, then he will do his time in jail. It is so amazing how y'all act so uneducated till you don't know that the process worked like this anyway. Haven't there been enough black people unalived by white people that you know the due process? But you just don't feel as black people that we're just subhuman and we're automatically committing crimes. And when you say you're tired, I understand. When you say that you tired of us coming at you and tired of us calling you racist and tired of us whining, I understand. But I do have to say this to you. Welcome to our world, finally. Shit don't feel good, does it? That kind of pain is awful. Sometimes you don't even know the person, but now you see, because you never gave a rat's behind about all the unaliveds. And it's the MAGA. It's always that same group of people that every time something happens to a black, whether they get unalived, it's their fault. Whether they unalive somebody, it's their fault. You guys think you're the only one can hurt somebody in self-defense. That's why you made the stand your ground law. And that's why that stand your ground law is going to play out for other people too in the same way. You guys don't expect things to happen. You're so nonchalant and so conditioned to feel and say and then put it into your head that if everything we do is wrong, we can't even work a job and be promoted. We can't go to college and become doctors and lawyers without you guys now saying more than anything, we don't deserve it. Let's not act like affirmative action in the DEI programs came because somebody placed us in there. The reason was that because there were too many racist people that would not give us position that we deserve. Simple as that. It happens all over the world. It's happening in college campus. You got smart black kids that's top of the class, but there were some teachers who wouldn't give them the top of the class. See, that's what we are tired of. We are tired of earning something like you told us to do. We pulled ourselves up by the bootstrap, but yet you want to look at other little cases, because everybody got ghetto in them. Even the the Proud Boys, the bikers, everybody want to get involved in doing some crazy stuff. But when it comes to white tea, it's so different. So you're upset. Well, this is the get back that we this is your get back. I always wanted to know how God why y'all getting away with so much, and then with the nonchalant. This is it. When that O.J. Simpson trial came and O.J. Simpson was found not guilty, you guys went ballistic. You cried. The pain that I saw in your voices across the country and the happiness of the black people, and you couldn't understand why they was upset, why they taken up for a murderer. You know what? That was all we needed then to see that man get off. We didn't see it. They followed the law, but you were angry. And all that was is how many times the way you felt. And if you think that hurts, if you think that felt so bad, now equate that to our pain. If you don't want to feel like that again, then stop protecting and stop trying to look one-sided and stop taking up for people that are wrong. See, the pain you feel is the pain we always feel. So imagine feeling that pain that you feel. Imagine feeling the pain that you feel about the Austin and Anthony case, white people. What that feeling is, imagine feeling that pain time and time, 100 times over. Every time you look at a For You page or news, there is somebody getting unalived. And the only thing in your mind is, well, what did he do? Did he comply? He deserved it. That's what they all do. And in the meantime, you're so angry at us. But then when we get positions, we are DEI. When we hold top-notch position, we don't deserve them. So what are you angry about? When we buy homes, we can't live in the neighborhood that you live in because we can't afford the houses, or we selling drugs. What is it that we can do? Because everything we don't deserve. You pick and choose your black friends that you want and call them okay people. And black people agree with that on some people that are MAGA supporters and Trump supporters seem to agree with that. Nobody talks about all the young men that's recent in Florida and Georgia that had ropes from their necks, 19, 20 years old in sundown town. They don't even put it out there anymore. Media don't talk about it, but you know it's there. Where is that? Where is that outrage or that what's going on? Because anytime it happens to blacks, you have nothing to say. And you talking about you rising up. Rise up. You think we care? We don't care because you've been rising up. You just didn't think that we would start turning because now we're willing, as the Rodney gentleman, that he's willing to die for his. We're tired of raising our children. And I don't care. I don't care if you think because they committed a crime. Now, if you pointed a pew at a police officer, you actually did, and he unalived you, or he had a right to do so. But all this shooting in the back and screaming gun, so that the people on the media can hear it, so your body cam can hear it, but you don't see a gun. All this quick action, quick minute, second stuff, but you can restrain when there is a young white person. We just seen a man with one of those AR-57s, or AR, whatever guns they were, aiming it at the cop. He backed up and moved out the way. And guess what the story of that was? He was taken into custody. You talking about you're tired? You fatigued? Black fatigue. Yeah, black fatigue. Black fatigue this. Because you cannot sit there and say that. You just feeling the pain that we feel, and this is your turn. Some things are not right. You can't be mad because somebody committed a crime. You think they're supposed to be unalive. You have 13 to 14-year-old kids shooting machine guns at police officers. Look that up. And they saw that they were all white kids, and they said, hold your fire while they dodging bullets. They will never do that to us. So if you're tired, get over it, because we're tired. And guess what? We feel it. You'll never catch our pain. Sit at the table, and then let's work it together. Okay? Let's work it together, because we're tired too.
I got black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue. What do you think black folks got? White folks been white folking for how many years? Since white folks appeared on this earth, they have made it their goal to hurt other people. While other people were teaching other people, white folks' only mindset was to hurt them. And you got black fatigue? Here comes another buzzword. You can easily say, I dislike black people. It is much more simple. And then people say, well, I just dislike a certain group of black people who does this and does that. Every group does that. There are ghetto white people, ghetto Asians, ghetto Latinos, ghetto black people. There are degenerate white people, degenerate Asians, degenerate Latinos, and degenerate black people. You do not have to make a buzzword for it. The truth is, you dislike black people and you are trying to come to terms with that. Or you dislike your own group of people and you are trying to come to terms with that. So having a buzzword makes you feel better. You feel like you have black fatigue, but if you cannot mention all the degenerate behavior that all other groups have done in this country, then you have a bigger problem on your hands other than black fatigue. And people think I'm joking when I say I don't have a problem with the KKK. You know why? Because they say with their chest, I dislike black folks. It's okay. You don't have to like black people. But understand that black people don't care. I don't know not one black person who takes the time out of the day to insert themselves into white culture and to see what white people are doing. But guess who does do that? Because when you look in comment sections, all you see is hundreds of Caucasians who find themselves on black pages simply to say hateful things. Because of their black fatigue, obviously. People who simply say you dislike black people and have a good day.
TikTokians. Black fatigue. Black fatigue. Y'all tired of us. Y'all are tired of us Y'all sun dodgers, the ones who jumped in boats, came all the way across the oceans to steal us, to bring us back across the ocean, to build your homes, to field your crops, to watch your children. Y'all tired of us. Y'all got black fatigue. Let me tell you something. You don't have black fatigue. You have the I'm white and I say so rule isn't applying like I'd like it to. You're tired and fatigued of us not being like the good house Negro and doing what you say so, when you say so, how you say so. You're tired of not being able to use your whiteness to justify everything that you do. You're fatigued at the fact that we fight back now. That you just don't get to pull your Karen attitudes and run up to us and see what we're doing and ask us this, that, and that without us pushing back. You're mad because you can't just tell us what to do anymore. But I'm telling you right now, we're not going back. If you're so sick of black people, why is it everywhere black people are, white people are? Everywhere you go. In fact, you go to Africa, white people all over Africa. Jamaica, white people all over Jamaica. Caribbeans, white people all over Caribbeans. Everywhere you go, there's white tea people. Everywhere there's black people, white tea people have to go over there and see what they're doing. But they're so black fatigued. They're so tired of black people that they have to know what they're doing at every moment of every minute of every day. Some of you, the capacity of some of you people is just astronomical. Your privilege has rotted your brain. Well, guess what? That privilege, that special place in society that you thought you had, that ideology, that's fading. That's fading fast, and you know it. Your white supremacist beliefs, people aren't feeling it like they used to. People are moving on past that, realizing this is a diverse world, that you don't own it. You never have. And you're so mad about it that you elected one of the most racist presidents since our founding fathers to try to steer the country back to the system of white supremacy. So desperate to do so that he's literally importing 8,000 South African racists claiming to be refugees over here to try to shift the tides. But guess what? Those tides ain't shifting. If you're so tired, you can jump back on those boats and head over to those homogenistic white tea countries over in Europe. Good luck, because you ain't going to find the place, and they're sick of that over there too. The days of white tea supremacy are over. They're fading fast. And you can elect Trump, and you can have your little parades, and you can claim black fatigue as you plan your next trip to the freaking Caribbean. But guess what? You brought us here. We're here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. You stole our names. You stole our cultures. We don't even if we wanted to go home, we don't even know where our home is, because you just took that from us too. The days of these colonizers just doing what they want all over the world, people aren't feeling it no more. So you can have all the black fatigue you want. Tell you what, if you're so fatigued, take your ass over there and stop worrying about what we're doing. If you're that worried about black, you can stare at your shadow. It's black too. Wonder what it's doing all day. Anyway, I'm Day Zero. Peace out.
Forget Mother's Day. It's more pressing issues at hand. A black woman coined the term black fatigue to talk about how exhausting it is to undergo racism. And you guys have spun it into something that is innately racist. And what's sad is it's not just white people, it's black men, black women. On my For You page, I'm literally in enemy territory talking about how they don't want to be around black people because they're ghetto and they're loud and they don't want them in their Are you not black? And in turn, y'all are opening the door in your comments for more racist people to talk about how they are anti-black and use this term in a way that it literally wasn't meant to be used. I don't understand why my algorithm thinks I even want to see black fatigue the way y'all are using it. Are you serious? And it's honestly disgusting. And then they're saying like, oh, we're tired of black people blaming white people for their problems. Or do y'all understand that that we are literally still segregated. There are certain neighborhoods that literally have no grocery stores. Their education system sucks. The people don't fucking do anything to the potholes and shit in the road because they don't give a fuck. Like, that doesn't happen in certain neighborhoods. Y'all understand that that's still going on, right? You could even look at something as simple as content creation. Black people don't get paid as much as white people for their content. Their content doesn't even get pushed sometimes as hard as white people's because of an algorithm that looks at them and doesn't want them to be seen. Hello. So it's not, when things have not changed much in however many years it's been, you can't really say that people are making excuses when they're still being oppressed. They're still undergoing racism. Like, what do y'all be on?
Happy Sunday. Black fatigue. Let's talk about it. I just finished my 5-mile walk at the park. I commented on this girl's video, this black woman's video. She was on a plane eating a chicken wing with her bonnet on, and showed a white man sitting beside her and saying, I bet he didn't think he'd smell chicken, or something like that. I can't even find the video, and I can't even find my comments or the notifications that I received from my comments. I think the video got taken down, honestly. Cool. But black fatigue, let's talk about it, because my dad is black, my mom is white. Several times a year the debate always comes around that mixed people aren't black, and I don't really give a fuck. I know who I am. I don't care what y'all consider me as. My ID says black. My birth certificate, honestly I don't know what that says. I think that says other. I was told to put other as a kid on like the intergrade testing and shit. Either way, I know who I am, so I never gave a fuck. But black fatigue is a real thing, and people, when they're using it, they're not saying all black people. They're saying the stereotypical behaviors. They're saying the loudness, the always wearing your bonnet out, always being loud and wrong, trying to leave without paying for your bill, whether that's at a sit-down restaurant, stealing. And yes, other races do these things too. We know that. But black people make up 13 to 14% of the United States population, and we, whatever y'all consider me as, it's a disproportionate amount of black people that have these issues compared to other races, even though that there's not many of us here. So it is a real thing. It is a real thing, because when I go out in places and I see certain shit, or people are getting very loud, they're arguing, they're very rude to wait staff, it makes me cringe on the inside, and I just look and shake my head. It's embarrassing. I get secondhand embarrassment so much. I will not go out to eat with people if they're going to be rude. So I don't even like to honestly meet new people until I can see or observe how they act. Like, it is a real thing, and people are getting tired of it, and you can't get upset because people are getting tired of it. It's not racism. I don't view it as racism. Do y'all view it as racism? I honestly do not. And calling it black fatigue, I guess they could call it ghetto fatigue or cultural fatigue, but whatever the term would be, they would have an issue with it. The victim mindset, the people blaming, like, please, we gotta get over that shit. And it's gonna take more people coming from the black community calling it out in order for it to hopefully change. Will it change? I don't know. But yeah, I'm tired of it too. I'm tired of it too, because I don't raise my children to act like that. I don't put my children in certain spaces. They're not used to seeing shit like that. So when they see it, they don't know what to do, like they're embarrassed of it, and they're like, why would someone act like that? Or why would they say that? Why are they wearing their pajamas out in public? Like, it's not okay. So yeah, what are your thoughts on black fatigue? What are your thoughts on the term, and do you think it's a real thing or not? Let's talk about it.
So I'm seeing this thing going around, black fatigue. I don't give a fuck about your fatigue. How about that? Let's fucking start there. Bitch, I got white fatigue. I'm sick of y'all not having rhythm. Sick of y'all not washing y'all legs. I'm sick of y'all nasty ass looking fucking food. I am sick of the fact that y'all try to act like our history doesn't matter and try to constantly tell us to forget about it. It was a long time ago, but still simultaneously acting like your fucking ancestors. Not all of y'all, but don't act like there ain't motherfuckers that was our great grandparents' time and beyond. My great great uncle just died like this past week, so it ain't that fucking far off. And to constantly be telling us just forget about it is insulting in such a fucking way that y'all would never understand. It's like somebody getting essayed and everybody blaming the victim who is essayed. Bitch, I didn't do that shit to myself. We didn't fucking enslave our goddamn self. We didn't fucking put systems in place for goddamn decades, centuries to hold a whole entire people down. And the craziest fucking part about it is it all comes down to reading. So you can tell a lot of y'all just are just fucking dumb. Because the more I started to study, the more I started to look into my people and our history and just the history of fucking America, just a lot of shit, the more angry I got, the more frustrated I got. Because I was like, oh, wow, there's so much of this that we don't even fucking know that's hid from us or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all you gotta do is read a fucking book and you'll understand why we're bothered. You'll understand why we are angry. Black fatigue? Bitch, y'all are obsessed with us. Y'all not tired. Y'all love our music, our clothes, our hair, our food, our bodies. Like, y'all love every fucking thing about us. You're fucking obsessed. Fuck you and your fatigue.
Is anyone else seeing the black fatigue videos popping up on their TikTok? I keep seeing these videos on my FYP. I do not know why. And it's basically white people and black men saying that they are sick and tired of certain people going into the stores, making all these noises, being entitled to things that they shouldn't be entitled to because they're living on Section 8, they're getting EBT, they're getting Medicaid, and they're the biggest complainers of our society. And a lot of people are like, yeah, and they have all this colorful hair, and they're walking around with all their 17 kids in their bonnet. And basically what it sounds to me is like they're describing black women, not black women as a whole, but black women who are living below the poverty level or within the poverty level. But then you have people who are throwing in comments saying, yeah, like Whoopi Goldberg, I'm sick of her, or overweight black women like Lizzo and things like that. And it's like, yeah, you're just describing black women at this point. But what's crazy is that they don't even know what black fatigue is. They're trying to coin this definition and turn it into something that they created to fit their narrative. So black fatigue is actually a definition or a term that was coined by Mary Frances Winters a while back. And it's described as the cumulative exhaustion and stress experienced by black individuals due to ongoing exposure to racism, discrimination, and systemic inequalities. It encompasses physical, mental, and emotional toll for everyday acts of aggression, the constant need to prove one's worth, and the prevalence of news about injustice and violence against people of color. It also goes on to describe and say that Mary Winters described the extreme exhaustion and stress experienced by black individuals as a result of living with racism and consequence. I know black men are going to jump in the comments and white people are going to say, well, look at you wearing your bonnet. I'm out here at 8 in the morning. I'm checking on my garden and I'm also checking on my chickens, okay? That's why I'm wearing a bonnet. It's my yard. I'm on 2 acres of land. I can do. But I just wanted to say, I want black women not to engage. It is hilarious. Every time I see them coming for us and we're like just minding our business, like, and then you have other black women too in the comments saying, yeah, I'm sick of them too. I have black fatigue. Like, I'm so sick of these certain type of demographic of women. Newsflash, they don't give a fuck. If they see you in public, ma'am, with the Mercedes Benz or the Tesla, they're still gonna associate.
This is all I got from this video, and I really do not care about those people, sincerely speaking. If they like, let them faint. That is the problem, right? Black fatigue. So it's really, see, these people think that we are asking for handouts or something, or we are looking for their pity. No, we are not. The only thing we've been working on is just to make you people dismantle the system that has been disturbed, like, that has been working against black people. If you like, wait, let me tell you, for those that do not know, black people also have your fatigue because all these years you all have been a leech lynching black people. You don't want to free them. You also do not want them to go. So where are you? Where do you stand? Pay them their reparations so they will know what they want to do with it. Let's see if the black fatigue will continue. You know, you all are making all this up. And let me even start with those that are saying black bonnet, wearing black bonnet. That woman that was trying to like now say, you don't wear black bonnet out and all that. Have you ever see? I don't know why some people complain about bonnet. Bonnet is like a scarf. Bonnet is like a scarf. It is made of scarf material. And I wear this out. For those that do not know, I wear my scarf out. So what is the problem with all this? Black women wear bonnet, and can you get over all this and look for something important like paying reparations and looking for a way to dismantle the system? Because if what you people are concerned about at this point in time is black people's hair bonnet or going out with pajamas and all that, then you all are not ready. You all are not that. For me, that is not a problem. That can never be a problem. Even if it's a white woman wearing it, that is your bullshit. Okay, I'm trying so hard. That is your problem. But can you focus on what is going on and start looking for a way to shift the blame? Black people are already tired of you people. You all know that. And what do you mean that you are replacing white guilt, right, with black fatigue? You all are really very lazy if you don't know. You are not going to teach your child. Is anybody telling you that to teach your child that of guilt of what? Well, you all know what your ancestors did. You all are still hiding it. You don't want to make it open. You all are still benefiting from the things your ancestors, black people's ancestors built. When they talk about reparations, you tell me that you were never there when it happened, but still the wealth is still what you are enjoying. The privilege, you are enjoying it. So why won't you pay reparations? I don't care about whatever fatigue you all are talking about. I love my people. My people love themselves. So what is the problem with you? If you like, have black fatigue. If you like, have white fencing. Sorry, if you like, have, I don't know whatever you are having, but just the black people out of this your BS at this point in time. You are tired. If you all are tired, get on the table. Let's work things out, because that is the problem. You all don't want to speak up. You all don't want to do anything. You just only want to relax and let black people work for you. Now you're saying black fatigue. Get on the seat. Get on the boat. So you black people can teach you people how to do the right thing. So you all can help dismantle the system. That is to tell you, these people are ready to yap from now to tomorrow, but they are not ready to get the work done. You know why I keep saying that dismantling this system will really be very hard? Why do I keep saying it? Because these people do not even want, because they feel like, so if I dismantle the system, so where are you going to? Who are we going to? Because they have always been looking for someone to oppress, someone to blame, another one. Someone to blame. Majority of them do not even get to see black people or do not even have black friends, but they want to talk. But black people can tell you about your history and everything about you. They do not know anything about people that look like me. And that is, I say what I say. Ask them. They will start gag. They don't know anything. Pay reparations if you all are tired. You took people away from where they are. You don't want them to stay. You don't want them to leave. Where do you want them to be? And you all do not see all this thing as a problem, as part of the problem. You all are actually the problem. So fix it. Fix it. You know what the problem is. Try and fix it. All of you are just busy yapping. You say black, yeah. See your mouth. Like black people care. Get on the boat so that the system can be dismantled, so everybody can have equal everything. When I say equal everything. Bye for now.